Repeat the new vocabulary from our last lesson. Der Zug, der Bus, die Straßenbahn, die U-Bahn, das Taxi, die Kreuzung, die Ampel, die Straße, links, rechts, geradeaus. Folgen Sie der Blumenstraße. An der Kreuzung, an der Ampel, die erste Straße, die zweite Straße. We also learned how to make a formal command, as in the next two examples. Nehmen Sie ein Taxi, or gehen Sie links an der Kreuzung. They were both commands. The verb came first, followed by the subject. And you made more commands such as kommen Sie, warten Sie, tanzen Sie, essen Sie. And this last one, aufstehen, is a separable prefix verb. The auf will still go to the end, so the way to say get up is stehen Sie auf. Good. Now, let's learn how to make a command to a child or a friend or a family member, an informal command. We do this all the time in English. A father might tell his child to get up or to go to bed or to eat or whatever. Or I might tell a friend, hand me the blank, give me this, take this. We make commands all the time. So let's review the do form of verbs first. We learned how to make the do form, how we take off the en and add an st. For example, du magst, du springst, du kochst, du trinkst, and a separable prefix verb, du stehst auf. The prefix separates. And here's some more examples. Du kommst, du gehst, du kaufst. But the next two, we don't add st because the z has an s sound in it. So, du sitzt, we just add a t after we take the en off. And du tanzt. You remember learning this. And then we had a few other things, like these four verbs. Because the stem ends in a t or d, we add an extra e before the st to make the pronunciation easier. So we found out it's du arbeitest, and du badest, and du findest, and du wartest. And we learned some verbs have spelling changes in them. For example, du isst, du schläfst, du nimmst, du läufst, du fällst, du fängst. These same verbs would have the same spelling change in the er, sie, and s form as well, as we've learned. Good. So now let's make the do command of all these verbs. Basically, simply drop the st from the do form and drop the word do as well, and you have the command. The first one, for example, as a command would be this, mach. That's pretty easy, isn't it? So make the command of the following ones. Springen, spring, kochen, koch, trinken, trink. What about the next one though? Aufstehen, steh auf. I hope you got that. The separable prefix had to be at the end. Good, let's continue. Kommen, komm, gehen, geh, kaufen, kauf. Now before doing the last two, remember, we only added a t to make the do form of the last two here. So since we didn't add an st, we're not taking an st off, we only added t. So that's all that comes off. So make the command. Sitzen, sitz, tanzen, tanz. Good. These four verbs again had an extra e added for pronunciation's sake. But guess what? We're still only going to take off the st. So make the command. Arbeiten, arbeite, baden, bade, finden, finde, warten, warte. Good job. We'll learn how to make informal commands of verbs with spelling changes in the next lesson. Auf Wiedersehen.